What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P. We're back here once again. You already know what time it is. It is that time to bust that rhyme about that grit and that grind. And you know, we talking about that slime. Engine number 9 going down the East Coast line. You already know what time it is when you see me front your TV. Number one thing's for certain, 3 things are for sure. Number 1, the Motor City Cats R&D back at it. Number 2, we came to give you stats, not none of that static. And number 3, perhaps the most important number of them all, number 3. You want to make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. You may be asking yourself, how, Don? How, Mr. P, does one keep your Lions news pragmatic in these trying times? Well, I'll tell you. Smash like button, subscribe, share with your peoples. And once you've done these 3 things, in any order you've done them in, you've indeed kept your Lions news pragmatic. And since we're talking about your peoples, I want you to bring them to the stream. And when you bring them to the stream, you got to tell them, look at y'all. You got to tell them what the stream got. Stream got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hog, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken. You name beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, but beans, but beans. You name it. You name it. We got all the shoes. We got all the slews. We got all the stops. We got all the news. We got all the drinks. We got all the brews. And we got what we got to talk about today. I keep forgetting we ain't in love anymore. I keep forgetting it'll never be the same again. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting. This is what the Detroit Lions fans are saying about Brad Holmes at the moment. I keep forgetting we ain't in love anymore. I keep forgetting it'll never be the same again. What is up, though, everybody in the chat? What is up, though, to the people who are lurking, the people who are twerking, the people who are working? But if you're doing that other thing, it's freaky. I don't want to know about it. Keep it to yourself, like Karen and her bland-ass potato salad. If you're doing the other thing that's illegal, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to be a witness at your trial. I just don't want to. I ain't got the time for that. Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody. As a matter of fact, people, this is how I feel about being a witness at your trial. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's right. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, what up, though, Just a Fan? What up, though, Robert Stevens? What up, though, Irv Gotti? Who else we got here? Joseph Hack, what up, though? Brandon Jonas, it looks like, what up, though? Is you still saying let Brad cook? Hey, wait, listen. Listen. I ain't been saying that for a while. Let me get your comments up here on the screen before we get into what we got to get into. I hope y'all saw the thumbnail. Okay, I think I've done some of my best work. I think I'm doing some of my best work these days. I think that thumbnail is fire. If you get the reference, if you know the TV show, comment in the comment section. Let me know if you know about M.A.S.H. If you don't know about it, you've done yourself a disservice or you're just too young. All right. So we got good evening. God bless you all. You too, Just a Fan. How do you feel about Brad Holmes' yard sale sneaky good buys? Sneaky good moves and sneaky good buys. I just want to know when the moves don't have to be sneaky anymore. When the moves can just be straight up good. Right? It's like when you got a quarterback that's sneaky athletic. I just want him to be athletic. I don't need nothing to be sneaky about it. I mean, if it's sneaky for a few games, it's going to sneak up on some people, but it's not going to be sneaky anymore, right? I don't need it to be sneaky. I just need it to be apparent. He's apparently athletic. He's clearly athletic. These moves are apparently good. These moves are clearly good. That's what I want to be saying about Brad Holmes and his moves right now, but I can't say that. Definitely can't. Brad being Brad, WTF. I feel you. League minimum is a skill set. Let's not forget you need to be injured to qualify. Oh, he on his M.A.S.H. back again. M.A.S.H team back again. Checks in the Rex, let the party begin. If it wasn't for the draft, do you think he would be gone already? If you weren't hitting in the draft, you can't do this, Bush. What is this shit? I can't get jiggy with this shit. What is this shit? You can't do that. So yeah, if it wasn't for the draft, they'd be saying bye bye that there Brad Holmes guy drove the Chevy to the levee and the levee was dry. He left his home and tell his mother goodbye, saying soon I'm gonna lose my job and cry. Soon I'm gonna lose my job and cry. All right. Brad is buying scratch off tickets, hoping some will hit big. Well, maybe he should try to raffle or something. I don't know. Goodness gracious. What up, though? Maybe he should try picking some numbers. What does it say about his predictability? That he's very predictable. What up, Brad Holmes, brand of free agent acquisition? Your nettle has moved. Where did it move to? To quote, remember the Titans, Brad, you are overcooking my grits. When I quote, remember the Titans, I say, you blitz all night. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. WTF, at this point, it has to be about the money. Must be the money. The Lions don't have money, and Brad is using what he has, or he is really this arrogant and should be fired. Sheila must speak to fans. You know what? I think if Sheila speaks to the fans, if it has to do with money, she runs the risk of losing the fans completely and entirely. Because if it's about money and she's sitting up here telling you Brad's doing everything that I will allow him to do, we're going to turn on her. We're going to turn on her. She knows that. Did we just import a younger version of what we just exported? Yes, we did. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Burnt grits. Joseph Hack says, go Lions. Is you guys still saying let Brad cook? Well, in the immortal words of my guy, I'm going to tell you something here. Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. To the no. To the no. Hell to the no.
Hell no.
No. No. No. No. No. No. Hell no. 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 No.
What would you say you do here?
All right. I think we got it. I think we got what's going. Zach J, what up, though? He says, man, I can't stand rocked on Detroit Browns. And you knew I was going to read that one, too. Cat's out of the bag. Can't stand the dude either. I can't stand him either. Not at all. And I don't care if he knows it, because he knows it. And you know he won't say my name if no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name. You acting kind of shady. Ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna do it. So I don't give a damn. MCDP. Chant. The MVP chants. MCDP. You can't hire a car salesman / college scout to run a team. You can if that car salesman / college scout learned from Les Snead, because that was his mentor. And that's probably how he got the job. He talked that talk. He walked that walk. He did his thing. All right. I'm not going to sit up here and be completely 100% Bradophobic. Okay. Brad Holmes in his first 2 or 3 drafts cooked. Okay. But here's where we jump off the train. The Jahmyr Gibbs draft, the third round and on, up until now, the free agency signings from that year up until now have not been cooking. They have been burning, right? And that's the problem. If you guys go to a restaurant, what's it? I mean, we got famous restaurants in Michigan. Big Boy, Elias Brothers, right? Right? We got the Beef Cutter. We got, you know what I'm saying, all them little restaurants I used to go to with my grandma. Okay? We got Fago, right? And I mentioned that for context. Big Boy used to be the ish. The food used to slap. And then you go in there and the food tastes like water. It's garbage. It's trash. Now, does that mean that Big Boy has always been trash? No, it's not what that means. Hold up, I hear some people outside. Let me check my cameras right quick, bro. See what's going on. What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to point your cane. It's about to be some ish. How did I get into this? Should have never came home with this low down dirty woman. Back to where you come from. Baby, wait my ass. Hit the stick, show ass is grass. But Mr. Biggs, before you're done, wait, how you know my name, son? Baby, wait, I was gonna tell you, this cat looks real familiar. Now don't I know you from somewhere a long time ago? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I feel I know you, brother, very well. Okay, you already know what it is. I don't know what came over me. I just had to get into it. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all a story. When that song came out, I was in high school, right? And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. I was in health class with one of my coaches. The funny thing, his name was Coach Peterson. Shout out to him. And we just in the back. It was me and two other football players. We were just cutting up, singing this song. We were supposed to be in class doing some work. We did not get in any trouble. I think we were doing like a group project or something. And he writes a comment. He was like, nice voice. So it was crazy. It was crazy. But there's no one outside. I don't know what those voices were. Maybe it's neighbors. All right. So yeah, you know, the Fago. You open up a bottle of Fago, slap. You open it 2-3 more times, and then you put it in the refrigerator, and you come back 3 days later, and you open it up again, and it's flat. It don't slap no more. It's not good no more. It doesn't mean it was always bad. So Brad Holmes being a car salesman and a former college scout wasn't always the reason, right? That wasn't the reason. He was good his first few years. But now you're going into smartest guy in the room territory. Now you're bargain bin Brad. And we don't like that. We don't like bargain bin Brad. This is the problem. All right. This signing is just a body. He has checked all of Brad boxes. 90 degrees in Arizona, or is it a 100? I feel you. It looks more like Brad's employment office. This is a great live concert tonight. I do what I can. You know what I'm saying? Rock Don has rocks in his head. Well, shout out to Taylor Made Media, who does call him Joe Rockhead. I appreciate Taylor Made Media. Man, we miss you, Taylor Made. We miss you. Come back. Call in, Taylor Made. Call in. You can hate me now, McKinstry, but I won't stop now, McKinstry. Y'all remember the Harlem Shake? All right, he said, why sign 5 guys for 10 to 15 million when none are going to produce? Just sign Johnson and Bosa and be done with it. Because he's eating at 5 guys. That's why he signed Five Guys. He's eating at Five Guys. Hutch was a given pick. Come on now. Okay, it was a given pick. Listen, bro. That's fine. And I don't give him super duper credit for Hutch. I don't give him super duper credit for Penei Sewell. These people fell to us, right? But he picked them. He picked them. He didn't have to pick Penei Sewell. He could have picked Micah Parsons, right? He could have picked Micah Parsons, and we would have been in the same position. But then the next year, you would have had Aiden Hutchinson and Micah Parsons. How would that have looked? Who knows? But he made a choice that was solid, and it was a given. You needed an offensive line. And this is the only person that up until last draft that he contributed to the offensive line, Penei Sewell. And this is where the problem begins. Because Penei Sewell is the only person that you contributed to the offensive line that was worth any of the dams. There have been guys like Colby Sorsdahl and the other dude that we talked about a few days ago. I forget his name. We drafted him in the 4th round. Okay? Who's not on the team, who never contributed anything. Right? He was not worth any of the dams. You got Christian Mahogany, who's looking like he's not worth any of the dams. So this is what I'm talking about. He did have to make the pick. He did have to make the Penei Sewell pick. He had to do that. There were other people there that he could have picked, just like the previous 6 teams that passed on Penei Sewell. Just like the Bengals who took Jamar Chase instead of Penei Sewell. Didn't the Miami Dolphins or somebody, didn't they take like Jalen Waddle or something like that? Something crazy? Or was that the J-Mo draft? What up, though, Tactical Sport? What we pausing? Brad likes his Happy Meal. What did he do now? I don't know, bro. I don't watch that, man. Anytime YouTube's algorithm forgets, I promptly remind them, do not recommend this channel. Because when I look at the recommendation, I'll be like, what is this shit? I can't get jiggy with this shit. What is this shit? Huh? I can't get jiggy with this shit. Mother sucker. Hashtag, if you know, use the hashtag. Bro, who is delusional? The fans, Brad, Dan, or Sheila? Bro, the fans are so delusional. I was raised in Illinois, right outside of Chicago. Some of the best cooking I ever had. I can't shout that guy out, bro. I can't shout him out. He's a bad guy. But if you know, use the hashtag. The fans are so delusional. I'm gonna share something with y'all as the show progresses. But I'm gonna share an interaction that I had on Twitter, and we're gonna talk about it on Syndicats 365. You see how I got the name right that time? You see how I got it? Fans thinking, like Brad Holmes. Yeah, they are. The fans, I don't know what the fans are thinking like, bro. I'm gonna just have to tell you that, because a lot of stuff that I think is simple to understand, there are a lot of fans out here that do not understand 1 + 1 being 2 and not 11. You know what I mean? Like 1 next to 1 is 11, but 1 + 1 is 2. And it's hard to get them to understand. Manu too. Yeah, Manu was terrible. Guess we're running with Brad's previous picks. I hope not. All I know is when we are 6 and 11 by December, Brad better be fired. All I know, Votto got hit by this guy. Yo, look like dude got hit by a Tahoe. Hashtag, if you know, use the hashtag. Oh, I know Mr. Morale 313 knows it. I know he does. He need to be in here, man. so he can do my hashtags. There goes Moby. Tapping in, showing love, keep grinding. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So did you get a clickbait topic for today? I did not get a clickbait topic for today, but I do have a topic that I want to share with y'all. Where's that at? Okay. Since we have the thumbnail that we have Brad Holmes and his M.A.S.H unit. We got to talk about some of these M.A.S.H players. I had my trusty Dusty assistant come up with some information. All right. So we're going to start with DJ Wanham. Then we're going to transition to Damone Clark. Then we're finally going to talk about Peyton Turner. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. DJ Wanham and the quad injury odyssey. DJ Wanham's road to recovery is one of the more harrowing recent examples of how a standard football injury can quickly escalate into a life-threatening medical situation. The injury, Wanham suffered a torn quadriceps on Christmas Eve, December 24, 2023, during his final season playing for the Minnesota Vikings. Check back who he was playing that day. 2023, December 24th. Check the opponent, right? Or as they say in New York, check the rubric, son. Check the rubric, son. All right. Surgeries. To repair the tear and address the subsequent cascading medical issues, Wanham had to undergo a total of 3 surgeries. The complications. Stitch rejection. After the initial repair, Wanham's body rejected the internal stitches used to hold the quadriceps muscle together. MRSA infection. He subsequently developed a severe MRSA infection in the surgical area, a dangerous and highly antibiotic-resistant staph infection. Blood clots. To fight the MRSA, Wanham was placed on heavy intravenous antibiotics. Intravenous is IV for those who don't know. The IV treatment led to the development of blood clots, which required him to be placed on blood thinners for weeks. Rehab hurdles. Because of the blood thinners, any physical contact was strictly prohibited. He also had a PICC line inserted in his arm for the IVs because getting sweat in the line was dangerous. Wanham would do incredibly light, modified workouts and then immediately go stand in a stadium freezer to cool his body down. After spending months in and out of the hospital alongside chemotherapy patients in the infusion center, Wanham finally made a full recovery and returned to the field for the Carolina Panthers in November 2024. And his production was down. I wonder why. Do y'all wonder why? I don't know. It seems like some of this could have had something to do with something, right? This was a lot. This was a lot for a person to go through. Okay. So let me know what y'all think about DJ Wanham in the chat. There goes Moby says, because he almost effing died. Right. That seems accurate, right? That seems like a lot of stuff that you could have been doing that could have caused you to perish. All right. Now let's go on to Damone Clark. Right, we already mentioned Damone Clark's spinal fusion before the draft. Okay. Damone Clark, spinal fusion before the draft. Damone Clark's situation was unique because his major medical hurdle occurred right as he was about to enter the league, completely altering his draft trajectory. During a routine mandatory MRI at the NFL Scouting Combine in March 2022, doctors discovered that Clark had a severe herniated disc in his neck. He had played through his final season at LSU without realizing the severity of the structural damage. He was immediately pulled from all draft activities and underwent spinal fusion surgery in late March 2022. That's crazy. that you would find something out like that at the NFL scouting combine. At the NFL scouting combine, there were no like exit physicals, nothing that you did in college that would have picked that up. That's crazy to me. All right. Complications and fallout. The draft stock, a neck fusion is considered a massive medical red flag for NFL teams. Not if you're the Detroit Lions, because Levi Onwuzurike had the same surgery. And he still got drafted by the Lions in the second round. Once projected as a solid day 2 pick, second or third round, Clark plummeted to the 5th round, where the Dallas Cowboys took a gamble on him. Dallas Cowboys take gambles on people like La'el Collins. Whatever happened to La'el Collins? Does anybody know? Remember? He was getting he was mentioned in an unaliving trial. It's crazy how everybody on YouTube has to say unaliving. We can't say the M word. We can't say the K word, even though it is what it is. Right? When you go to trial for that, do they call it unaliving? Do they call it attempted unaliving? No. It's crazy how we have to censor ourselves that way. Clark plummeted to the 5th round, where the Dallas Cowboys took a gamble on him. Recovery. The immediate complication was the expected loss of his entire rookie year. However, Clark's rehab progressed remarkably fast, and he defied expectations by returning to the field halfway through the 2022 season. I wish Levi Onwuzurike could have defied expectations. But for whatever reason, Levi Onwuzurike, after his one healthy season and then a whole season that he did not play, is back with the Detroit Lions. While Josh Pascal is the one that they moved on from, even though they should have moved on from both of them, Levi Onwuzurike is back. You have to make it make sense, because I can't. I don't speak that language. All right? I don't speak Bradleyan. So if anybody in the chat that speaks Bradleyan, you let me know. Long term, while Clark hasn't suffered a catastrophic re-injury to his neck, spinal fusions permanently altered the biomechanics of the spine. He has dealt with the reality of decreased snap counts and standard football attrition since, but avoiding structural failure of the fusion itself has been a major medical win. Okay. And he's also dealing with some knee issues. Okay. All right. No to DJ. I'll wait and see how Wapham works out. I don't think he's gonna listen. You can talk about snap numbers. You know, DJ Wanham played more snaps than El Qadim Muhammad and had less sacks. Right? You can talk about all of that. You can talk about the time to pressure. Detroit is like last in the league in time to pressure. So while earlier in the season, we were 4th in sacks and all of the slaps, right? Whatever you want to call them, slaps, slappies, slap dicks, whatever it is, all of them were out in full force, telling you, okay, the rockheads of the world, telling you that this was a top 5 defensive line unit. That was not the case. You were not watching the games if you wanted to believe that. We all want to believe it. We all want to believe it. But you can't really believe it if you're actually watching the football games. If you're watching the football games, there's no believing it. All right. The combine has caught a couple of health issues in young players. It has, and that's what it's supposed to do. But you also should know when you leave college, just like in his break straw, right? It's crazy how his name is Rig Straw, because straw is not solid, right? Straw. You remember the 3 little pigs? I think the first little pig built his house out of straw. That was the first one to get blown down. The big bad wolf came by and was like, yo. The big bad wolf was from New York, right? He was like, yo, son, hey, yo, B. Hey, yo, B. Let me holler at you, B. why you make your house out of straw, B? You know, look, B, you trying to keep me out and all that, B. Look, yo, houses get you tough, right? Houses get blown down every day, B. You know what I mean? And he blew it down. Straw, rake straw. And because he can't say healthy, we call him break straw. That's crazy, right? He's got the perfect name. All right. Hey, yo, V. Yeah. Let me tell you something, son. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, this house, B. Yeah. It's crazy, B. It's crazy you tried to do this, B. Yeah. You ain't keeping the big bad wolf out of here with this, B. Yo, get F out of here, B. Did Brad do his own draft of free agents on IR during 2025? I think he was keeping tabs on all of these dudes, right? He was like, you know, because he's a scout. So he was keeping tabs on all of them. Did Brad do his own draft of free agent? Yeah, I just read that. That thumbnail, but it's all facts. That man bringing us broken yo-yos at Edge. Facts. I'm glad you like the thumbnail. I think I'm doing my best work with these thumbnails right now. I think I'm putting in work. Levi does have some talent. Yo, that's fine. My man's been here for 5 years and played one healthy season. That's fine. You don't have enough talent to play 1/5 of the expected seasons that we expect you to play to remain. There's not enough talent in the world. I'm sorry. MCDP, you are making me more depressed. I'm sorry. I just keep it real. I can't keep it fake. Our D-line rush is like we have a secondary full of Deion Sanders. Oh, how I wish we did. How I wish we had a secondary with a 1/3 Deion Sanders. How about that? Just give me a 1/3, not 1/3 like everybody. No. Just give me one guy that's 1/3, 1/8 of Deion Sanders. I'm getting greedy when I say 1/3, 1/8. How about that? Really, in Detroit Lions history has always been depressing. Yeah. Yes. What up, though, Mr. Round 313? I did a hashtag earlier, man. What was it? Because I know you would know it. And I said you need to be here for my hashtags. What was it? I'm done with the front office in Detroit. I mean, we're here. We're here. We've reached this point. Yo, what was that hashtag? Anybody remember the hashtag? What was it, bro? Because I'm like, you're the only one that would know it. Damn. If anybody remembers it in the chat, let me know. If anybody remembers it in the chat, let me know. I figured Brad Holmes out. He's signing players in the hopes the NFL will expand the rosters to 75 players. So he's just gonna make the NFL do that. That's crazy. He's gonna make them do it. All right, let's get to Peyton Turner. All right, Peyton Turner, a career derailed by attrition. Now getting a fresh start with the Detroit Lions, Peyton Turner's career has been defined not by one single catastrophic complication, but by a relentless compounding series of injuries that have kept him off the field. The injury history. Drafted in the first round by the New Orleans Saints in 2021, Turner has played fewer than 700 total snaps over his 5 years in the league. Total snaps. Total snaps. That is wild. Hold on. All right. That gave y'all a chance. I had to send a text message. That gave y'all a chance to let things set in. He was drafted in 2021 and has played fewer than 700 total snaps. Let me say this again. Drafted in the first round by the New Orleans Saints in 2021, Turner has played fewer than 700 total snaps over his first 5 years in the league. I thought Levi Onwuzurike was bad. I thought Marcus Davenport was bad. This man has played fewer than 700 total snaps in 5 years. Fewer than 700 total snaps in 5 years. That's crazy. You might play 30 snaps in one game. So that means 5 games will get you 150 snaps. You see where I'm getting at? 5 games will get you 150 snaps. $700 is not a big number. And he's played less than. That's freaking crazy. All right, 2021 rookie year, bothered by calf and shoulder strains that limited his development and playing time. 2022, suffered a chest strain followed by a low ankle sprain, keeping him in a constant state of rehab. What's a low ankle sprain? That's a regular run-of-the-mill garden variety ankle sprain. That shouldn't keep, that's a twisted ankle. That shouldn't keep you out for any time. My first year of playing football, I was 9 years old. My center stepped on my ankle in a failed attempt to snap the football. I got my ankle wrapped and got back on the football field. 9. This is a grown man that was hampered by a twisted ankle. Just a twist. (2023) suffered a severe turf toe injury in week 1 that wiped out nearly his entire season. In week 1, turf toe. Week 1, turf toe. At least Cam Sutton played about 6, 7, 8 games before he got turf toe. Yes, Cam Sutton dealt with turf toe the second half of the season when he was here. I'm not excusing his assness. I'm just saying that that was a contributing factor to his assness. Go back and look at the first 6 games before he got, I can't tell you definitively if he got injured game 6, 7, or 8. But go back and look at it. The way that he ran after that injury lets you know he was dealing with turf toe because there was no flexion. There was no flexion in his feet. It was just plodding. It was pick up, put down, lift and drop, lift and drop. It was not a smooth running motion. Go back and look at the tape. I make no excuses for Cam Sutton. But I will tell you, in the second half of that season, he was hampered. Turf toe. Severe case of turf toe. They cost him almost his entire 2023 season. Oh, but it gets worse. It gets worse. 2024 finally managed to stay relatively healthy, playing a career-high 16 games for the Saints as a rotational piece. And it's crazy that this man was drafted by the Saints. The same team that drafted Marcus Davenport. The same team that Dan Campbell has ties to, and the same team we keep going back to the well of. This is tone deaf. Just like the Marcus Davenport. I told y'all re-signing Marcus Davenport would be incredibly tone deaf on the part of Brad Holmes. So instead of re-signing Marcus Davenport, you go get a guy who's worse at staying healthy. And if he's not worse at staying healthy, he's on the same page. He's on par with Marcus Davenport. Pierre Sargent, shout out to my man. He calls him DDI. Davenport definitely injured. We might as well call this dude TDI. Turner definitely injured. In 2025, he signed a prove-it deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Oh boy, did he prove it. He proved something. But suffered a severe rib injury in training camp. The injury landed him on season-ending injured reserve in August, wiping out his entire year before it even began. He proved it. He proved that he's a walking injury. He proved that he couldn't stay healthy. That's what he proved. He proved it. He sure did. He signed a prove-it deal, and he proved exactly what we've been saying for his entire career. He can't stay healthy. Why does your breath smell like? Finish that. Hashtag if you know, you know. Current status, Turner just signed with the Detroit Lions. The Lions are taking a low-risk flyer on his first-round athletic traits, hoping he can shake the injury bug and provide depth on the edge behind Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say other than what I've already said. I do not know what to say. This is craziness. This is craziness. Who is more delusional? Bro, at this point, the delusion is running rampant. The people are on ayahuasca. They are on peyote. They are on shrooms. They are smoking the peace pipe. They're doing it all. They're on high-level hallucinogens. This is crazy. This is crazy. Dan Campbell said he wanted quality depth that can be starters. How is this quality depth that can start? Oh, it's not. It's not. We're going to get into that a little bit. We're going to get into it a lot of bit when we go to Syndicats 365. You already know what that is. Sound like this guy's the new Davenport. Oh, yeah. He's the new one. He's the old one. He's the OG. Maybe. Lord have mercy. This is crazy. This is terrible. When I said all I know is, oh, yes. Yes. That's it. That's it. All right. Mr. Morale 313. All I know is Votto got hit by this guy. Yo. Look like dude got hit by a Tahoe. Hashtag if you know, use the hashtag. Mr. Morale 313. Got to have this one. I hope you're still in here. I hope you're still in here. All right. What? He's going to play 4 downs only. Bro, if you put that dude on punt coverage, he might get hurt. To be fair, what the hell, man? Turner is a Davenport clone. Bro, not a clone. Not a clone. Not a clone. He is the original. He's the originator. Davenport, I know Davenport was drafted before him, but Davenport learned everything he knows from Peyton Turner. This dude, less than 700 snaps in 5 years. Season-ending injuries in training camp. Season-ending injuries in week 1. What are we doing? He's also Rakestraw's father. Rakestraw is learning from him. He just traded Pascal for Turner. No, dude. No. Nowhere near. Pascal wasn't a great football player at this level, but he was nowhere near the injury risk as this man. This man is truly Mr. Glass. Truly. Bro, I should have done my thumbnail should have been it should have been a Peyton Turner, like the body of Peyton Turner with the head of Samuel L. Jackson from Unbroken. Mr. Glass. That should have been what that should have been. This dude is insane. You get about 510 snaps in a year if you play all of the games. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So he's played less than a year and a half worth of games in 5 years. Let that sink in. That's some Levi Onwuzurike stuff. That is some Levi Onwuzurike stuff. Twisted ankle. He has never started a game. How could he? How could he start anything? He don't play enough snaps to develop and prove that he should be a starter. What up, though, Lions? Raw Detroit. Super Bowl middle. Middle what? Davenport reincarnated and Peyton Turner. Booty cheeks. Booty butt, cheeks, rump. I know what to say. He will probably be in season-ending IR by the end of training camp. This is awful, bro. This is awful. Don't worry, Brad Holmes about to knock this drive out the park just like the last two. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What up, though, One Republic? This team not winning no Super Bowl with this roster. Nah, bro. He said Craig Finney. Brad Holmes is the best depth GM in league history. No impact players, only depth players with injuries galore. Then they're not depth. That's the facts. They're not depth because how are you getting? You've got starters who get injured all the time. Now you're signing injured depth. You're signing injured depth. Mr. Morale, answer the hashtag. All I know is Votto got hit by this guy. Yo, it's like dude got hit by a Tahoe. You got to know that one. I know you know. I know you know. I have faith in you, Mr. Morale 313. You're the only one. You're the only one. You are not alone. I am here with you. These dudes are scrubs. These dudes are in scrubs because they're in the hospital, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. All right. Let's shift gears right quick. Hold on. Let me fill this up. Hold on, right quick. I'll be right back. All right. Brad's favorite TV show in the 70s, M.A.S.H. Facts. All right. I'm gonna share this with y'all. Hold on. Let me make sure. All right, I was just checking to see what time the show is. So Syndicats 365 is going to be at 9:30 today. Hey, Deck. Oh, come on, bro. I knew you would know it, but you didn't know it. Murder Mook, J Mills. All I know, Votto got hit by this guy. Yo, look like dude got hit by a Tahoe. Come on, Mr. Morale. That's the first one. That's the first one you didn't get. Brad's favorite movie is Crocodile Dundee. All right. Brad Holmes got a team full of scrubs in free agency. D- for free agency. If we didn't get K Mates, he would get an F- from me. Yeah, but I wanted you to give me the line. I didn't want you to give me whose boy it was. I wanted you to hashtag the battle, man. All right. So this is I wanted to share this interaction with y'all. All right. Number of Brad Holmes acquisitions have gotten injury settlements since 2021. I don't know, a lot of them. We should have signed Cat Williams. At least he can get up on the line. Let's get up on the line, boy, and then we'll see what's what. Wow. Oh, that's iconic. Wow. All right. I'm gonna share this interaction with y'all because we talked about delusion. I am not going to out this person. I'm not going to say this person's name. I invited the person to come. I invited the person to come and watch the show. I didn't invite them to be on the show because I told them that maybe I should tell them what it was. I'll address it on the show because the text wasn't getting through. So basically, I'm not going to read it word for word. The dude's take, and if I can see what the original point was, the original basically this was about the whole Mike Valenti thing. Okay. His take is that it's not newsworthy that Brad and Dan are disagreeing. And my take was that it's newsworthy because Brad and Dan have put forth this facade, right? When Derek when Derek talks about it, he sings the Wayans Brothers theme song, right? and he takes one part out of it. I'm just gonna sing the theme song. We're brothers, we're happy, and we're singing, and we're colored. Give me a high five. Now we know which part he takes out because it doesn't pertain to both of them. But when you try to present this united front, like we agree with everything that the other one does, we are one heartbeat, we are one mindset, one man, all day in the gym, clanging and banging, right? So we know that this is impossible. We know. Like, if you look at Syndicats 365, we don't all agree on everything. Derek is the Brad Holmes guy. Everything's Brad Holmes' fault. Mike is the everything Dan Campbell's fault. And me, I'm like, both of them can get it. You know what I'm saying? You know? With me, it's like after that, the guns you're making. Buckshot, 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 buckshot. Hashtag if you know, use the hashtag. Everybody can get hit. I don't care. If you're responsible, you can get hit. So when you try to act like everything you do is signed off on by the other person, and I don't think that happens in any partnership. It doesn't happen in a marriage. It doesn't happen in a working relationship. It doesn't happen because people, even if you're very, very similar, you will disagree. Now, if Brad and Dan said we have healthy disagreements about things and we talk about it and then we come to a common ground, then this would not be newsworthy. If Brad Holmes had said we have healthy disagreements and we talk about them and we come to a common ground, this would not be newsworthy. But when you've got two people lying to your face, telling you everything's all good in the hood, telling you they sit down on Saturday mornings with a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and they watch the Care Bears, telling you they sit down on Saturday mornings with a bowl of Lucky Charms and they watched Teletubbies together, telling you that as children, they were both cast members on freaking Barney. I love you, you love me, we're a happy family with a kick and a punch. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that part. Okay, when they're telling you we were cast members on Barney singing the I love you, you love me song. And everything is sunshine and rainbows. We know that's cap, bro. Nobody, baby, unless you're a true slappy, slap dick, whatever, is believing that. But instead of keeping it real, instead of saying everybody who works together generally has some sort of disagreements, instead of just being honest, they lied. That's why it's newsworthy. That's why it's a story. That's why people are talking about it. That's why. It's the same as if you see this couple on Instagram. Oh, goals, goals, goals. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. Right? Because they try to tell you that nothing is going wrong ever in their marriage. And people eat it up. They believe it. This isn't possible. It's not possible. This is not Kevin Garnett. Everything is possible. It's not possible to have two separate people 100% in agreement all the goddamn time. But what is very possible is to have two people that disagree frequently, but have the type of working relationship or the type of marital relationship that they can talk about things and they can come to an agreement. They can talk about things and they can get on solid ground together. They can talk about things and it doesn't have to get nasty and spiteful. It doesn't have to be arguments. It doesn't have to be, yo, I'm an alpha male, you an alpha male. Let's throw it on the table and see what's what, boy. It doesn't have to get to that point. That's what they should have been telling us. So when you see that couple on Instagram and all of a sudden some scandal come out, then everybody who was, goals, oh my God, it's so beautiful, oh my God. All of those people are like, see, I told you. Yo, son, yo, B. B. Yeah, I told you, B. I told you she was ratchet, B. Yo, B, I told you she was ratchet, B. Ain't no way in the world, ain't no way, B, that she like all that, sunshine and rainbows coming out of her bookie, B. Nah, B, I already told you, B. And then chick's like, I already told y'all. Like, I told y'all that dude was crazy. I told you. Right? Everybody, when this picture of perfection is painted, and then you get a report that lets you know, even though you already knew, but you didn't want to sound crazy by going on and talking about something that didn't seem to be there. Anybody in the fan base that can't understand this, stop it. Get some help. Nobody thinks that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are always 100% in agreement. It's not possible with human beings. It isn't. Lions, tigers, bears don't agree over territory. You step in another lion's territory, it's war, it's squabbles, brah. What are you doing? This is my part of Sahara, B. You know what I mean? You tough, ain't you, B? Lions get challenged every day, B, right? It's happening. There's conflict. Conflict is a part of life. When you have two people trying to tell you there was no conflict, and then comes out, hey, there was conflict after all. It's a story. Because they sat around here for 5 years and tried to tell you, we're brothers, we're happy, and we're singing, and we're colored. Give me a high five. That's the point. And I'm talking to every Lions fan that doesn't understand this. It's news, bro. It shows a chink in the armor. The foundation is cracking. Lord have mercy. It's not rocket science. It ain't. I'm trying to tell you. Get your mailbag. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they reading you? Snick, is it mailbag? Get your mailbag questions in. Get them in. Bask in it. Let me get to y'all comments, and maybe we'll get a few mailbag questions, and then I'll go get ready for Syndicats 365, where we will be live in about 12 minutes. No impact players at all, just camp body players to fill the roster. Is this a good time to bring up Max Crosby? Hello, Chef Go Detroit Lions. What up, though, Christina Marie Rossi? Long time. Dude, who is this DE? Malachi Bobbitt? We talked about it. He ain't nobody. Nobody, baby. Another Davenport. Exactly. Do we have a medical staff participating in any of these signings? Probably not. Probably not. Sometimes we agree and sometimes we don't agree. Facts. It definitely is newsworthy because I can't see Dan accepting all these crazy ass signings. And this is where I jump off with everybody, because there's people that want to be on Brad's side and there's people who want to be on Dan's side. And again, I'm in the middle. Brad has signed some effed up people. Dan runs an old, antiquated scheme that doesn't work, while the rest of the NFL is zigging. He is zagging, and it's not actually working. That's the point. That's the problem. It may have worked in 2023 when we got to the NFC Championship game and when we were, let's say, realistically 20 minutes from going to the Super Bowl, but we ain't been 20 minutes from the Super Bowl in a minute since 2023. It's 2026, my boy. It's 2026, my boy. You know what I mean? I went back and watched the scouting combine and the last game interviews, and these dudes are still lockstep together. That's why I ask all fans to go back and watch those In the Den episodes. Well, I don't know if they're in lockstep, to be honest with you, because look, all this craziness going on. Dan Campbell talking about, I want to bring in competition. How are you bringing in competition? How is Peyton Turner competition? Who is he competing with? The bench? The other people on the IR? Is he competing with the injured reserve list? Who is he competing with? I don't know who he's competing with. Mailbag, how many undrafted free agents will be on the 90-man roster? How many make the cut? One. Last year was who? Keith Cooper was like a surprise cut because they were all on him. Back then, y'all didn't want him. Now he's hot, y'all all on him. Meeks, Jackson, Flaxen, Waxen, Meeks. I don't think he made the initial 53 man, but then they brought him back. They put him on the practice squad. So, every year we hype up one, maybe two undrafted free agents in training camp and never hear from them. We never hear from them. They're trying to make it work by not having conflict. Is that healthy? That breeds resentment. If you're trying so hard not to have conflict, that breeds resentment. I can't have conflict with you in the better interest of what we're doing. Now I start to hate you secretly. It starts to fester and seethe. Does Brad have stock options and U of M Medical? He should. I mean, they're forcing a no conflict. That's what I'm saying. That's not healthy. Forcing a no conflict relationship it's leading to hatred. Stop. Get some help. This message is approved by MJ. Facts. Hashtag if you know, you know. How can we bring El Qadim Muhammad back? We can't. We can't. He signed with the Bucks. Don, this is why I say Sheila needs to get ahead of this and speak to the fans, because if that they think we're stupid and delusional. She can't say, what can she say? What can Sheila Ford Hamp say that makes herself look good in this situation? The only thing she could say is, again, I trust in Brad and Dan, and they're going to get the ship turned around like she did in 2023 or 2022, whatever year it was. 2022, right? Because she got the pocketbook. So now I'm looking at you sideways like, you know, are you the reason? Are you giving this dude money or not? I agree that Dan is helping make these signings based on his scheme, fam. Yeah. The scheme is butt cheeks, bro. And that's why I can't be, I can't be 100% on Dan's side and say that this is Brad, because this scheme is booty, butt, cheeks, rump. His scheme needs a Marcus Davenport. His scheme dictates that Aleem McNeil can actually play freaking defensive end. Bro, if I was Dan Campbell and I saw Shep do some craziness like that, I'd be like, bro, let me holler at you. He's come in my office. Listen, man, if you want to keep your job, man, I don't ever want to see no BS like that again, man. You're dismissed. We're not even having this conversation, man. MCDC is a bona fide TV actor. Turner Competition is the medical staff. Facts. Sheila WTF. Competing with hospice patients. That's crazy. Homie, stop fake Biden's real. Davenport garbage. Have Derek play the 2023 Inside the Den episode and play it from Mark 1090 so that we can hear Dan ask for Broderick. And that's the crazy part, is why, if that is true, they both need to be fired. And this is what I said. You can't convince me that both of these people were not capping. If they were not capping, if they were not sitting in their house in captivity at the Capitol, if they were not being capologists, they should be fired. That's malfeasance. You should be fired. Me and Dan had such a conviction on Broderick Barton. You should be fired. You're fired. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have been fired. It's like, this is freaking crazy, bro. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because it looked like about 3 minutes. All right. Once again, I might make a couple of segments on this one because, I haven't been doing that. I need to. All right. Once again, the Motor City Cats R&D back at it. We came to give you stats, none of that static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your lines news pragmatic. Brad's favorite cereal is Captain Crunch. Facts. All right. We'll see y'all later. Peace.